Another transmission rings out from the gregarious Gamerverse, broadcasting right here from Holy Terra itself.
Avem Imperator.
Today, our thoughts are with the Adeptus Astartes, as so often is the case.
Of course, those magnificent warriors.
Because the astropathic relays have been, well, they've been rather busy, haven't they? Whispers on the psychic winds and all that.
Oh, indeed. All signs point to new deployments, new assets for the Emperor's finest.
We need to figure out what it all means for the ongoing wars.
It falls to us to examine these portents. Absolutely.
We've got some intriguing, I think, data streams, some cryptic messages, actually, bearing the mark of Chapter Master Valrak.
He's a sharp one, Valrak.
Oh, yeah. His strategic mind is, well, incredible, really.
Some say without equal.
Anyway, we also have pronouncements from the open world games diviners, all these records, data slates, or maybe they're even on some musty parchment scrolls. Who knows?
You make a good point. Who knows what forms these records take?
But they all hint at new tools of war, potentially, and how our battle brothers might be utilized in the future.
New ways to wage war in his name.
Let's dive in. The Whispers. They suggest a new kind of warrior, joining the ranks of the Astartes even. What are we hearing?
Ah, yes, these omens are certainly suggestive. They point to, well, maybe new warrior archetypes within the Space Marine chapters.
Oh, tell me more.
We're hearing tell of librarians maybe taking a more direct role, on the battlefield. Their psychic abilities unleashed against the Emperor's foes.
Imagine the raw power of the warp channeled through a librarian on the front lines. That would...
It would be a sight to behold.
It would indeed.
And then, of course, there are the chaplains. Their unwavering faith, their inspiring litanies.
Bolstering the fighting spirit of their brethren.
Even further, perhaps.
A fire of righteous fury ignited by a chaplain's words. It sends shivers down my spine just thinking about it.
And we mustn't forget the apothecaries.
Ah, yes. Ensuring our precious Astartes, those gene-forged warriors, can endure the gravest of injuries.
They may become even more vital with this shift.
Now, all these hints of a new class, it comes alongside assurances, you see, of continued support for our engagements.
I see.
I think some were concerned, resources diverted,
I can understand that concern.
But we have clear pronouncements. No resources are being shifted elsewhere. The focus stays right where it belongs, bolstering the ongoing war efforts. New content, more support.
This should reassure those who feared a weakening of our current campaigns.
That's good news for everyone loyal to the Emperor. Now then, speaking of reinforcements, a significant update. Arriving soon, mid-April, I think, if the astropathic readings are right.
It would seem so, yes.
What can we expect, deployment-wise?
Well, the auguries indicate a new operations map, for starters, described as having a rather oppressive atmosphere.
Oh.
Hazardous dust storms, even, to test the endurance of our warriors.
It will indeed be a test of their mettle, and what of the foes they'll face.
Encounters with a monstrous creature. It's known as a trigun.
A trigun. I'm not familiar with that designation.
New challenges. Formidable ones, I'd say.
I'm intrigued. And what about new weaponry? I mean, the armories of the Imperium can never be too well stocked.
Of course not. You are absolutely right. The Inferno Pistol is slated for deployment. It's going to be accessible to several classes, in fact, the Assault, Vanguard, Sniper, and Heavy classes in both PvE and PvP. New tactical considerations, no doubt.
An Inferno Pistol for Assault Marines. The Emperor's enemies will tremble at their approach. But wait, there's more. Chapter-specific enhancements as well. I've heard the whispers.
Correct. Chapter packs, the Space Wolves, prominently featured. New aesthetics, you see.
Oh, what kind?
Chess pieces, to start, adorned with the totems of Fenris. Chapter symbols as well.
The spirit of the Volca Fenrica.
And then there's the weapon skins for their iconic Thunderhammer, Bolter, and Chainsword, representing the various great companies. Although I must say, the Vox reports about the helm designs have been, let's say, varied.
Even the Angels of Death have their fashion critiques.
It would seem so.
But what about the Sons of Dorn, the Imperial Fists? Surely they're not forgotten.
Of course not. They will receive their due. The Imperial Fists Champion Pack, it'll be included in the mid-April update as well. And crucially, it includes an Imperial Fists-themed plasma gun.
A plasma gun fit for a champion of Dorn? This mid-April update is shaping up to be rather substantial. But the communiques also address, I think, some concerns from our battle brothers. What issues are being looked at?
You're right. Several key areas of feedback. For instance, the prestige rank system.
Ah, yes. It's been much discussion about that.
Indeed. And the developers are listening, taking the feedback on board, so to speak.
Good, good.
Also, the Assault class will gain access to the Inferno Pistol, as we mentioned.
Yes. A welcome addition, I'm sure.
I would agree.
And this corrupted servo school, a.k.a. Ferris Manners, what a name.
A grim sense of humor.
What trials await us within its corrupted halls?
It's supposed to be a challenging environment, from what I've gathered. Demanding encounters. They mentioned a trigun and an end-of-mission fight against a significant foe. Although details on that are still limited.
Oh, I see. Shrouded in mystery. It's all very intriguing. But moving on, PvP engagements have also been a hot topic, haven't they?
Yes, concerns have been raised about the randomness of team formations, for one.
Yes. The vagaries of matchmaking.
And consistency of team composition as well.
Yeah.
And the disparities in experience levels.
Some teams are more evenly matched than others, that's for sure.
But a more thorough analysis of PvP is coming, dedicated to ensuring, fair and balanced conflicts.
That is essential. Ensuring equitable engagements, It's part of the spirit of combat.
Indeed.
But what about aesthetic enhancements? More ways to display our chapter colors, our battle honors.
I understand. Well, there's been mention of potential new options, armor colors even. Pink and Thousand Suns Blue were specifically mentioned.
Pink, interesting. And Thousand Suns Blue. Bold choices.
To say the least. I'm sure the Ineptus Mechanicus will have thoughts.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Now, on to community engagement. It's vital, isn't it? The voices of the faithful, they must be heard.
Of course. And there are initiatives planned.
Right.
Well, there's a community gathering at the end of April. More than just an experience boost this time, they're incorporating feedback from the community.
Excellent. A dialogue, then, between the Forge world and the war zones.
Precisely.
There's been some concern, though, hasn't there, about a pro requirement for participation.
Ah, yes. That has caused issues in the past.
Indeed.
There's uncertainty about it, but hopefully any complications will be addressed. They want broader participation. That much is clear. On a brighter note, though, any confusion about the champion skins has been cleared up. Both the Space Wolves and Imperial Fists champion skins will be in the next update.
That's good to hear. Clarity on those matters. Tools of war and all that. Now, a question that comes up often. Female custodes. Female space marines. What's the official word?
They've reiterated their stance. Not canonical for the current conflicts. Will not be implemented.
So, adherence to the established lore, then?
Yeah, it would seem so.
But what about those who prefer to face the Emperor's enemies alone?
Lone wolves. Well, no plans to allow solo play in operations, not without bot support anyway. They're still focused on refining the Horde mode.
Horde mode is, it certainly serves its purpose.
It does. Honing our combat skills and all that.
So how does our feedback reach the right ears, then? How do we ensure our voices are heard?
The community overseers, they gather our feedback and present it to the development teams.
So they act as our intermediaries, then?
In essence, yes. And of course, relevance, feasibility, those are key factors.
Yeah.
In deciding which ideas are implemented. Base customization, for example. It remains a goal, but long-term, still in the early stages.
The cogs turn slowly, but they do turn. Let's shift gears a bit to weaponry and tactics. New additions to our armories, perhaps.
There has been speculation about a variant of the auto-bolt rifle with a grenade launcher attachment.
Oh, that's a fascinating idea. An auto-bolt rifle with a grenade launcher. The Emperor's foes wouldn't stand a chance.
It's generated excitement, that's for sure. And it's also raised lore questions about future weapon systems, maybe even a system of attachments down the line. They mention the Stalker Bolt rifles specifically as a potential platform.
It would certainly fit the lore. Now, amidst all the talk of war, it's easy to forget the bonds that unite us. But there was a rather uplifting story, wasn't there?
Yes. An unfortunate player interaction initially. But it ended with a sincere apology. It reminds us of the positive camaraderie in the community. The Warhammer community, Space Marine community, strong bonds.
It's a good reminder that even in the virtual battles, brotherhood endures. Finally, there are always secrets, aren't there? Whispers of content yet to be revealed.
Oh, absolutely. The developers have hinted at content that even the data miners haven't found yet.
Ooh, secrets hidden deep within the code.
It's fueled speculation about major future additions.
I can only imagine.
There's also been talk of tech marine units, on the battlefield, which has raised questions about the tech priests. Their liturgical pronouncements might need some adjusting.
Tech Marines on the front lines, repairing battle damage, providing technological support. The possibilities are immense. And yes, the tech priests might need to update their pronouncement slightly. What other whispers have you caught wind of?
There are ongoing concerns, I'd say, about the Neurothrop's laser weapon, its effectiveness in combat.
Ah, yes, the Northrum.
And there's also been a community suggestion for a new melee weapon for heavy units, a Bolt Storm Gauntlet.
A Bolt Storm Gauntlet, that sounds powerful.
It would be. Imagine a power fist with an integrated rapid-firing bolter.
By the Golden Throne?
Heavy assault specialists could become even more formidable.
They would be a force to be reckoned with. Well, fellow servants of the Emperor, it seems the tides of war are ever-changing. We've had a glimpse today into potential deployments, technological marvels, and even the dynamics of our own community. It's all fascinating.
It is, isn't it? Think about the strategic implications of a new class of Space Marine. Librarians unleashing psychic powers, chaplains inspiring unwavering faith, apothecaries saving lives on the battlefield. It could change everything.
It could indeed. And we must never forget the role of our community. Our feedback shapes the battles we fight, and the bonds we forge in those battles remind us of the strength we find in unity.
Well said. The Gregarious Gamerverse will continue to monitor these developments. We'll be sure to bring you further transmissions from the front lines.
Stay vigilant, Battle Brothers.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor.